coming parliamentary elections. They are concerned mostly with the continuing economic decline. The opposition has received another argument in recent days when the British aerospace company laid off many high-qualified workers. This unexpected blow to the government was added to by another one by the English bank, which rejected its predictions that the economic decline will soon be overcome. The current economic problems were evaluated by the bank as the most serious in the post-war period. Perhaps for this reason, the governing party has not yet determined a date for parliamentary elections. Some observers believe the elections will be held either April 9th or May 7th. Exactly a year ago, the forces of the anti-Iraq coalition began the ground war in the liberation of Kuwait. A report from Mikhail Asokin. On February 24th last year, tanks of the U.S. and its allies moved ahead across the desert at dawn, fighting against the Iraqi units who were occupying Kuwait. In 4 days, it was all over. Kuwait was free, and the Iraqi soldiers begged for mercy. This land operation was preceded by a long air campaign. As a result of this war, fundamental changes have come to the region. For decades, there was a balance of power between four powers: Israel, the United States on its side, and the Arab countries supported by the Soviet Union. After February of last year, the U.S. position has been significantly enhanced, and the other three have been reduced. But for Iraqi President Saddam Hussein himself, he was allowed to survive because the U.S. administration feared, in their own words, a division of Iraq which would help neighboring Iran. Therefore, they concluded that it was in their interest to preserve a central government in power in Iraq, even if it is governed by Saddam Hussein. Perhaps the Americans regret this now. There is new evidence every day about the fact that the total defeat of Iraq was an exaggeration. U.S. intelligence reports confirm that the Iraqi leader managed to maintain a significant amount of his economy and his military forces as well. Up to 800 missiles remain in his possession and are being produced in underground factories, which could not be detected. As the oil and gas giants of the United States and England come into Kazakhstan, Chevron, British Petroleum, and British Gas, there is great discussion about the scandalous way in which the deals were made. The French have managed to avoid all of this. They have gotten control of this small oil field at Aktyubinsk. It's 20,000 square kilometers. Was it luck? Hardly. This company has agreed to explore and develop oil in Aktyubinsk region for the next 7 years. There is a lot of oil there, but it has not yet been found. Our oil people were not able to find it. If, God willing, the French succeed, it will be beneficial to both sides. The agreement contains many commercial secrets, of course, but everyone is optimistic about the future. The French promise to work quickly and in an ecologically acceptable way. The delegation was met by Kazakh President Nazarbayev. This is because the deal was accelerated after the meeting between Kazakh President Nazarbayev with French Foreign Minister Roland Dumas. Of course, President Nazarbayev met with these French delegates before his departure abroad. The Mikoyan company has received the exclusive right to sell our MiG aircraft in South America, according to a Brazilian company. In North Korea, deliveries of Russian oil have fallen by 10%. The North Korean government is forced to take conservation measures because of the absence of cheap Russian oil. Today is Independence Day in Estonia. They're celebrating the 74th anniversary of that country. Today at sunrise near the government house, there was a celebration and a ceremony at which the flag was raised on German's tower by ancient tradition. This ritual was renewed in the years of perestroika, but today People met here for the first time since independence was gained. The first parade was marked by participation by the Estonia's own armed forces, which consist of only several border guard and law enforcement units. But the attention quickly was transferred from parades to fuel. Russian agreements are not being fulfilled, and Western agreements for supplying energy resources are only being signed now. But people are still optimistic and have faith in the future because today was the first Independence Day. After Gavril Derzhavin, the first man of letters to occupy a ministerial post in the Russian government is Yevgeny Sidorov, who became the Minister of Russia, the Culture Minister today. He has not given an interview yet, but he has given his first interview to Channel 1 News. He's been on the job for 2 weeks, but is still giving seminars on literary criticism at his old institute. I'm studying here for the second year, and I think he's a good person, judging from what I've heard about him. The people believe that during all these times of stagnation, he always took the high road. He was honest and didn't betray anyone. He gets mad when you're late. He's a very soft man for a lecturer. In literature, in criticism, he occupies a very true position, a position of healthy centralism. Among your students, are there talented people? Yes, definitely. They are very different people from those who studied here 10 or 15 years ago. They are more educated people, but more defenseless people, because we have the most complicated and difficult thing about our society now is that we have no national idea, no national meaning of life. And I believe that in our seminar, this is one of the main topics we discuss. What is happening with Russia and with us? And literature should promote, and culture as a whole should promote developing a national sense of life and help all people to move toward this conception. You will see updates and new reports on the Channel 1 News at midnight. Good night. Good evening. The 16 days of Winter Olympic competition in Albertville pushed into the background the events leading up to the Summer Olympics, but the Olympics are over and our attention turns now to soccer. In off-season play in the Commonwealth, from the formerly dominant soccer establishment here, only the CIS All-Star team remains to compete for the Cup. We begin our report tonight with a soccer report. This is the Army's indoor field where the two Moscow teams, Dynamo and Lokomotiv, are playing in the octofinals. Because we're on the threshold of a new season, it's difficult to judge the real ability of the players, but Dynamo looked better today. Kiryakov's run down the left side ended up in a powerful pass, after which Vintsev headed the ball into the net. It was 1-0 after the first period, and the score remained this way till the end of the match. There will be a rematch on March 20th. In international sports news, we are attracted to the Spanish city of Linares, where there is a very strong traditional international chess tournament. In the first round today, world champion Garry Kasparov beat Timan of the Netherlands, and playing black, Anatoly Karpov beat the Yugoslav Ljubovic. Last year's winner Vasily Ivanchuk of Ukraine lost to Valery Salo, who's now playing under the Spanish flag. Ekidem in Japanese means mailbag. This traditional final relay was traditionally held when runners passed a bag containing special letters of the imperial mail from one to another. Nowadays they wear special colorful bands. The total length of the run is equivalent to a marathon. Our Commonwealth team of Nadezhda Ilina, Olga Nazarkina, Natalia Sarokiskaya, Marina Rodchenko, Yelena Romanova, and Olga Bondarenko took first place. Today in Philadelphia, a $1 million tennis tournament was played. Pete Sampras and the Israeli Amos Manders played in the final. The 23-year-old American confirmed that his top rank in the world is not coincidental. Sampras won in 4 sets, and now on the list of the top tennis players of the world, he occupies the 3rd place, giving way only to the American Jim Courier and the Swede Stefan Edberg. That's the news. Good night.